Hey there everybody, Ben here, and I'm going to show you my top 5 tips for saving battery life on an iPad. As you can see on my iPad here, I've got about 5% battery life, okay? I've got it plugged in, but this is the very last thing that you want to see at the beginning of a busy school day when you're about to start using your iPads with students. So while there are lots of different ways to conserve batteries on your iPad, these are the 5 that I go to most often. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to go right down to settings, okay? And once we are in settings, there are a few places that you want to go. The first and foremost is going to be right here in this main settings panel, okay? By default, when you get your iPad or when you install a new system update, Bluetooth is going to be on. So I always tell people, if you're not using a Bluetooth keyboard or any other Bluetooth device, make sure that this is turned off. Okay, so there it's on. I can see I've got a little icon up there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. There we go. That's going to save me some battery life. All right, the second one is screen brightness. So I'm going to come down here to it says wallpapers and brightness, and you're not going to be able to see it very well on this recording, but I can see it on my actual iPad. I'm going to take this and I am going to go ahead and just drag it down. There we go. Especially if I'm in a brightly lit room, like a room that's got a lot of fluorescent lights, then I can go ahead and I can reduce that brightness, and that'll help me out a lot. All right, so two others that I'm going to find right here in the general. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to go ahead and come down here to auto lock. You see this right here? By default, when you turn on your iPad, it should be set to 2 minutes, okay? However, maybe a student or maybe somebody in your tech department or another teacher, whatever, has changed this to 5 to 10 minutes. You want to make sure this is on 2 minutes. What this means is if the iPad becomes inactive or if somebody walks away from it, within 2 minutes, the screen will lock, it'll go dark. So that way it's not just wasting energy displaying something on the screen that you're not using, okay? The other one in the general settings is new for iOS 7. So even though the devices in our school aren't all up on iOS 7 yet, we're very, very close, there's a new setting here called background app refresh. This is in the general settings. You can see mine is on right now, but if I want to conserve battery power, I'm going to turn it off. And of course it's going to give me this warning. This will prevent all applications from using location services. Yeah, that's okay. We'll disable that. All right, that's going to save battery life. You can always go back and turn this back on and turn it on for specific apps if you want to. But for now, I'm going to leave it off. And you saw the last one right here when it's talking about location services. That's my last tip, is when you come down to privacy here. Okay, in the privacy settings, there's location services. And location services, again, like the background app refresh, these are things that happen in the background, apps that need to identify where the iPad actually is in the world. And I can come and just turn this off. Okay, location services will be disabled for all apps, but your personalized location service settings for apps will be temporarily restored. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to turn that off. Now, does some of these make your iPad less useful? Yes. Unfortunately, that is the trade-off when you're trying to conserve battery life. All right. I'm going to go ahead and turn my location services back on. I actually like to have this one on. But if you are in an environment where you don't get to charge your iPad very often, or you're not sure when you're going to be able to charge it next, then I would certainly take a look at these 5 things. Bluetooth. Make sure that's off. Reduce your screen brightness. Go into your general settings. Make sure your screen lock is set to the shortest amount of time, 2 minutes. Take a look at the background app refresh. If it's really not crucial that apps are constantly updating in the background with information, then you can turn that off. And then location services. If you don't need to use location services, you can turn that off as well. There are lots of other ways to conserve batteries on your iPads. Those are just the 5 that I found impact my use of my iPad the least. There you go. I hope that helps.